Gnosy here. We're checking out my tanks, and I wanted to tell people, that you should always have, these things strapped down properly. Not having a strap on your tank could risk your life or property. These things are hundreds of pounds of solid steel, and when they fall, they'll crush or break anything. And having a simple strap to the porch or some piece of solid stable thing in the wall in time of earthquake or something, you don't want these things to fall and break off of these regulators or anything. And at the same time, if that's not cinched down properly, you can see that I slipped a tank recently. And it broke that wood, and that would easily be your leg, or an animal or your property or anything. And so you should definitely know how to take care of your tanks. And as stupid as that might sound, a lot of people don't strap down their tanks because they just figure whatever. And besides legally, it's your life on the line. And more other important factors are turning on and off your tanks properly and how you go about that. And most all glass blowers, regardless if you're an owner or a renter of your tanks, you're going to constantly be getting deliveries of new tanks, and there's constant problems with tanks, and you should never assume that it's going to be of good quality, it's going to work, or any particular thing. You should always be checking your hoses for cracks, checking the gauges and seeing everything's correct. And I'm going to show you something on this. Okay, see this right here? I mean, you should always have goggles, safety goggles, and your didymiums anytime that you're in your shop. Okay, you see this right here? This is that whole thing's moving, and that's risking my life right now to touch that. And it's leaking, and that's highly pressurized gas. So you're not worried about this blowing up, you're worried about that blowing your head off. That will come out and it will shoot right through the ceiling, go right through that. The bottom part, it'll go in the other direction, and it'll go right through your neighbor's house. These things are missiles. So don't just trust whoever delivered the tank, because they're not the ones that filled the tank. And in today's standard of gas industry, these things are filled in one location and drove hundreds of miles to another location, dropped off, driven to some other location, so nobody has to claim responsibility. But your life is on the line when you are working with equipment, and especially seems that a lot of people, especially glass blowers, they don't take standard equipment lessons and stuff, safety lessons that maybe in other industries mandatory. So just letting you know, these are small little things that will blow your head off, or hurt you very badly. So always bleed your tanks. That means turning this all the way to the left, anytime you're not using it and it's off, and different things. I'll show you how to, I'll do the tanks and stuff, some other time. I just wanted to focus on the fact that these things are not so much bombs as they are missiles, and they will kill you, and they will crush your property, and they will crush anything that they fall on. I've known people to get, seriously hurt by just trying to move these things around and not being responsible about it. And it'll throw out your back, you slip and it'll fall on you, it'll fall on your leg, crush your leg, be very careful, anyway. And definitely anytime your tank is leaking for any reason whatsoever, just either try and turn it off is the best option, A lot of times the leaks are coming through certain valves, or it could just be where your regulators and hoses are hooked up wrong or old. But your safety is on the line. So any person that works at your gas company that delivers your oxygen should be regulated and trained to be able to take this thing apart, and they'll be able to do that in their office and on their time as a professional, and they're regulated to be safe to do that. Do not think that even touching that thing right there was safe. That was this whole video is dangerous as hell. Okay, do not mess around with things that are moving around. And even it's a nut. Okay, we all have what's the big deal? I'll just tighten it down, right? That thing is stripped or messed up or something for a reason. You go trying to tighten it down, and that's the last little piece of pressure it needed to explode, and that thing will go right through your head right now. That'll go right through your head. Okay, anyway, gnosy glass blowing. Peace.